This year has been a fantastic year for video games. So many releases will go into the pantheon of all-timers, but as ever, there are a host of video games which the limelight has largely shunned. Perhaps they released too close to something more well-known, or they captured lightning in a bottle on release, only to fade away mere days later. The 15 games on this rundown you might have heard of, or maybe you haven't. Point is, these games deserve to be played far and wide. Hopefully there'll be something new here that'll pique your interest. Dredge. Described as a single-player fishing adventure with a sinister undercurrent, Dredge is one of the most unexpectedly exciting indie games to release this year. Players act as trawlerman, furrowing nautical depths and selling their catch. Cash leads to better fishing equipment, and soon enough, players are trawling the depths of the deep sea. But the deeper the water, the bigger the threat. Fog pervades the mysterious open ocean, with a dark history lurking beneath the water's surface. If you've played Dredge, you'll know how enveloping it is. For everyone else, there's mysteries to unravel in them there seas. Viewfinder. A mind-bending first-person puzzler in the vein of Manifold Garden or Superliminal, Viewfinder challenges perception, reshapes reality, and redefines the world, all through the lens of an instant camera. The premise is simple enough. Place captured photographs and camera roll images into your immediate vicinity to alter the environment and overcome obstacles. The image-warping escapism also evokes Garogua, but play through Viewfinder and you'll quickly realize it's very much its own thing, a towering achievement for its one-man studio. Hopefully, Viewfinder's nominations for Best Indie and Best Debut Indie at the Game Awards bring it to a wider audience. Football Manager 2024. Yes, you've probably heard of Football Manager, and yes, you're likely to have let this iteration pass you by, but do so at your peril. Because if you have hundreds of hours to spare, Football Manager 2024 is the most engrossing entry in years, thanks to new features such as the set-piece creation wizard, improved player animations, and more visible feedback on whether your team's formation and tactics are working as anticipated on match day. Football Manager's uncanny ability to attach emotion to a barrage of stats and spreadsheets is still its forte, but it's 24's new additions which promote this entry to a must-play for anyone even remotely interested in the ruthless world of football management. Rusted Moss. Rusted Moss is a Metroidvania with compelling twin-stick shooting and traversal mechanics. Grapple hooks give players the ability to swing through the game's deftly designed zones, whilst thumbsticks turn levels into precise 360-degree shooting galleries. It's a skill that's tricky to learn initially, but becomes masterfully intuitive the longer you play. Rusted Moss was hyped on release last April, but chatter has since petered out. It'd be great to see this niche indie project on more platforms as its twin-stick mechanic is made for consoles. Gravity Circuit. A slick 2D platformer evoking classics, in Gravity Circuit, players assume command of the Mega Man-alike Kai, a lone wolf war hero who must channel mysterious powers into devastating punches, kicks, and combos in a rip-roaring soar through a sentient robot-inhabited retro future. Like any other year, 2023 has seen its fair share of fantastic platformers, offerings from Mario and Sonic notwithstanding, but as one of the year's best, Gravity Circuit doesn't deserve to be overshadowed. Space Wreck. This bite-sized apocalyptic space explorer packs an awful lot of RPG into a tiny package. Developer Paris Entertainment SIA have crafted something they say is intentionally short yet surprisingly deep, opting to focus on replayability. In Space Wreck, with numerous traits to plow into your character, every decision harboring consequence, and up to 8 possible solutions for each of the game's quests, there's plenty of variation and playstyle on offer. Fans of games at the cerebral end of the RPG spectrum like Disco Elysium shouldn't sleep on this one. Season, a letter to the future. A meditative bike ride through verdant valleys and quaint townships. Season, a letter to the future, encourages players to capture the essence of life. The smell of a flower, the sound of a meadow breeze, the late afternoon light cascading down the face of a statue, to distill the significance of our relationships and to find meaning in minutiae, all before an inevitable apocalypse wipes the slate clean. Season, a letter to the future, reminds us that the value is in the voyage, not the destination. HiFi Rush. Surprise release to immediate fanfare by the Evil Within developer Tango Dreamworks, HiFi Rush continued rhythm action games' renaissance with its stylish gameplay synced to a pumping soundtrack. The month following its release, concurrent Steam players dropped off a cliff with 65% moving on to something else, and despite a resurgence in the early autumn following its Arcade Challenge update, it seems HiFi Rush has been largely forgotten. However, its hybridization of genres, killer mixtapes, memorable characters, and pulsating action is worth a go for anyone even slightly interested. Ugly. A reflective platformer in more ways than one, Ugly utilizes a creative mirror mechanic to solve challenging puzzle rooms, creating a shadowy replica of yourself to swap and change the world around you. The mirror isn't just for platforming though, its activation can reveal hidden secrets and past trauma. The game takes place in the recesses of a tormented nobleman's mind, a hidden gem in every sense. Ugly hasn't received much fanfare, which is a shame, because away from the innovative platforming, there's a stirring narrative to unravel. JeanJant. JeanJant is a meditative action puzzle climbing adventure in which players scale an impossibly tall tower in command of an androgynous climber. As the altitude increases, so does the repertoire of climbing tools and techniques. Players must use their wits to best scale the tower's diverse biomes, uncovering a deep history with every foot of elevation. Don't Nod's latest effort is contemplative, challenging, but ultimately a beautiful experience that's not to be missed. Paso Elsewhere. Exuding all the style and power of Max Payne, Paso Elsewhere is a third-person neo-noir shooter, taking place inside the shape-shifting confines of a strange hotel. Hunt werewolves, evil puppets, and a host of damned creatures in vivid slow motion, all whilst on a meaningful mission to destroy the villain you once loved. There's more to El Paso Elsewhere than the cinematic gunfire, but of course, any fan of shooting games should take note. Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. You'd be forgiven for not realizing the sequel to one of indie games' most confounding entries released this year, but Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals did indeed step into the light this past July. Set 5 years after its predecessor, Lost Signals follows Riley as she investigates mysterious electromagnetic waves disturbing TV signals and aviation radar that are emanating from her hometown. A mind-bending, supernatural thriller with meaningful conversation choices shaping the story as Riley uncovers more than she bargained for. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.